Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, everyone.
How are we doing, Emma?
Yes, good. Excited for this one. It is a big topic to cover
It,
today.
it, it is a big topic and a half, isn't it? We have lots to go through. Well, welcome, everybody. As you can see on screen, we are here today to talk about HubSpot and AI. Everything you need to know. Lots and lots that we're going to cover today. Emma's got lots and lots prepared. We're going to be explaining all the ways in which you can use AI tools, sharing practical ways you can use them, save time, personalize customers' experience, uncover new opportunities. There's lots to go through. I will caveat this at the start, though, by saying that Emma and I have wanted to do this webinar for a while, and every time we put something together, HubSpot go and change something or add something new. So
Yeah,
we've basically put it off for a little while, but I think it's got to the point now where it's such a big topic that we need to start covering it now. So
absolutely. Yeah, this is everything you need to know as of 10:30 a.m. today. By 11 a.m., it could all change again. So,
absolutely, yes. There's going to be loads of new stuff that comes out after today, but that isn't a reason for you not to be using the AI tools now. Okay,
mhm.
so lots planned in the 30 minutes. I feel this might overrun slightly though because of the amount of stuff we've got to go through. So I do want to dive straight in. Just want to check very quickly that the chat is live this morning. So is anybody using AI in HubSpot currently? That's probably a good question to ask. So we just get a
Mm.
bit of a consensus of who's using it and who isn't, essentially.
Okay. Anna says not yet. Got quite a lot of no's,
No, no,
quite a
no,
lot
no,
of
no.
not yet.
They're all waiting for us to tell them what.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Phil is using it. Well done,
Okay.
Phil.
Good. That's what I like to see. Some
Yeah,
early
quite a lot of
adopters
people
there.
not yet.
Okay. Um, okay, so lots to go to. This is going to be beneficial for everybody today then.
I think
Um,
so.
so feel free, by the way, to fire questions in the chat as we go along. We will stick around afterwards to cover any questions that we don't cover. So any questions that you do ask that we might not have time to answer live, we will cover at the end as well. So
Yeah.
we're going to quickly just start because there might be some new people around here that may not know a little bit about JDR. The lots of you will, though. Lots of people I can see. I recognise lots of names. I'm sure you do, Emma, as well, of
Yeah.
clients and things like that. So JDR Group are um, primarily a marketing agency. That's what we do day to day. Our background's in business coaching. We've been established 21 years now, working with small to medium sized businesses to help them grow their companies successfully. We've been using HubSpot in our own business since about 2012. Now I've used it every day in that period. And we've been partners with HubSpot for over 10 now as well. There are primarily three ways in which we work with our clients when it comes to HubSpot. Um, Setup and onboarding. If you've purchased any level of any professional level of HubSpot, you will know that it is mandatory to purchase some level of onboarding, either directly with HubSpot or with a partner. You may have worked with us, you may have worked with a different business, but we help businesses set up HubSpot and getting it working to the best of its capabilities. We also help from a training and consultancy perspective, making sure businesses that are using HubSpot are getting the most out of it. I would say that we've done quite a lot of that this year, helping businesses that have already got the tool but aren't really maximizing it as
Mm.
best they can. But our day to day is we are an inbound marketing agency. So we provide marketing services for businesses, and we use HubSpot to underpin the activity that we do on behalf of our clients, whether that's managing your SEO, building you a new website, which we will do in HubSpot now, managing your Google advertising, your social media strategy, writing your content. So there's lots and lots that we do here as a business. As always, if you would like to talk about how we can help with any of these things for you, I will pop a link in the chat to my diary where you can organize a time and we can have a discussion about how we can potentially help you in more detail. Okay, but I'm going to stop my share and stop talking about
Let's
JDR,
jump into it.
jump into AI. Let me just get that
Okay.
link
So
sorted.
a question people always ask me on these webinars that we do is, do I have to have the paid expensive version of HubSpot? Do I have to have Pro to be able to use these tools? And there are definitely some tools I'm going to be going through today that you are going to need that Pro level for. But HubSpot now has AI tools that are going to save you time and make your life easier on all of the hubs at all levels. So a lot of the things that I'm going to go through today, you're going to be able to do even just on the starter version of HubSpot. That's the fantastic thing about AI as well, is it makes this so much more accessible
Yes.
to small businesses. It allows you to do what the big businesses can do, but on a smaller budget by using the AI tools. So the fact that you can get some of those in starter, hopefully is going to make a big difference to lots of you here. Like Andy said at the start, we do have to put a disclaimer on this that AI's capabilities change literally every day, and HubSpot is keeping pace with that. There is new stuff coming all the time. So by next week, this will all have changed again. All of these tools will still be here, but it is changing so quickly. So do keep your eyes on HubSpot as new features are released. Keep watching what's happening within HubSpot, reading those release notes that they put out, because it is changing very quickly. It's also worth saying that some of the tools today are very new. So if you've got super detailed questions on them, we might have to take some of them offline because they are very new and we don't know fully 100% what every single one of them is going to be able to do in the future just yet. Okay, that's my disclaimers out of the way. So let's
down
jump
on the
in.
disclaimers,
Yeah,
we?
we have done that. I think it's important though, because I don't want to mislead anyone. So on all products and all plans, so all of the hubs and all levels of the hub, you have access to the Breeze Assistant. One of the big things that this Breeze Assistant allows you to do is to ask it questions about your database. So let me show you where you would get to this Breeze Assistant just in our demo portal here. So it's just this little tab up at the top here where you can start talking with it. And this is a ever-evolving AI that can do more and more. When HubSpot first launched, this was a little bit rubbish, but the power that this has now is insane. So you can literally ask it, surface me my top 10 engaged contacts, or surface me the people that I should speak to today, or show me all of the people in this industry who haven't had contact from us in X amount of time. And it's going to start pulling that in and surfacing those records to you. So you can ask it those kinds of questions. You also can use it to summarize the contact records. So within an actual contact itself, let's go into this one that we always use. If it is turned on, you will often get this intelligence tab here, where it is going to summarize some of the information about it. It's also going to, when it loads, take a minute. You can talk to it here and ask it to summarize what's happened with this record. On some accounts as well, I don't think I've got it enabled on this one, but it will pop up in the top up here to give you a summary of the activity with this person, what's happened with them up until this stage, what deals and quotes and stuff they have. That has to just be turned on in your settings in order to do that. But if you've got that turned on, then it will summarize all of the activity and information that's happened with that person up here for you as well. What that allows you to do is, if you've got lots of contacts and you're jumping between different things or handing things over between different people, it gives you that really nice summary of where things are at with this contact before you jump in and get started with them. And it can then use that context to help you determine what your next steps are. When it comes to using the AI assistant, ask it things like, what should I be reaching out to this contact about based on what web pages they've viewed? Because it's got all of that information. It can give you that to then use as you need to. It's very powerful. Like I say, it can even write emails to the contact. So if I have got a contact and I want it to take the context of what's happened previously, what this person might be interested in, I can give it a little bit of information, ask it to write the email, and it can start putting something together. As with any AI, you're always going to have to double check what it's saying that sort of thing. But it can take a lot of that smart context and really understand what's what there. You can even add this in with external apps and tools and give additional information to it. So for instance, you can power it with information from your Google or your Office 365 and that sort of thing as well. So that can also help to give even more context to the AI to be able to do a really good job for you there. As I briefly mentioned about asking the questions, you can get it to list records that meet specific criteria. So you can ask it to surface things based on a specific set of things that you want to see. Or I don't know, let's say you're a salesperson out on site and you want to see the contacts nearby, ask the AI who those contacts are and it can surface that to you. What it also allows you to do, which is really powerful, is to research the prospects. So this AI now can also look online, get that other additional context, and it can bring in information about what the company is, what they do, who they are, to allow you to then tailor what you're doing to that person and to that company. So it's actually going to go essentially do that Google search, do that research for you, and bring that back into HubSpot for you to then craft an email and do what you need to do to that person accordingly. That research capability within it is going to save so much time in Googling and trying to find information. It can give you like annual turnovers, any publicly available information. It can now pull that through so you have that before you start reaching out to them. Right now, that research doesn't automatically populate the contact record with what it's found, so the industry or anything like that, but it will give you that information for you to then choose to do something with, even if that's then not kind of saved in HubSpot right now, if that makes sense. There's so much more that this Breeze Assistant can do than this. This is a very top level summary of the kind of things. My biggest advice would be to just start asking it questions, see what it does, see what it finds, see what it can do for you. HubSpot have also got articles and things out there that list loads and loads of use cases that I would recommend having a look at, some of those as well, because there's just so much that it can do in this regard.
Can you turn it on, Emma? Can you show? Because someone's just asked how do we actually turn on the Breeze AI
Good
in the setting?
question. I believe. Oh gosh, this is testing me trying to do this
I know,
live,
do it live.
Andy.
Sorry.
Here we go. Under AI here, you can then give the access and give users access to Breeze Assistant. It's then also on a user by user basis as well. And then you can also give it data sources as well. So you can upload information about your value proposition, your products and services, that sort of thing, for it to sort that. So up into the settings and then into AI, and then enable the access there. I think you do have to be an admin in order to be able to do this. And then that will all be on there.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you use Breeze to find new prospects?
So what do you mean by that?
Someone's just asked the question in the sense that can you find new prospects
I
using
see.
Breeze?
So to a degree, yes. It's not necessarily going to identify people that have been on your website and things like that, but there are tools that help with identifying the intent of people in your database and help with surfacing people already in your database. And also there are tools that it can kind of show you companies that have viewed your website and things like that maybe you don't know the contact. So to a degree, yes, but it's not, I would say, a lead generation tool in that way.
It's not an outreach. They have to be in your database to be able to access all of the information.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So that's from a sales side. It's about pulling the information and the data and that side of things. The other way that this is really powerful is from a content and marketing perspective. And again, this is available on all products and all levels of HubSpot, which is insane. So one of the biggest things it can do is generate marketing text for you from scratch. So if I was to go in to create an email up here, I'll just do a regular kind of simple email. Let's say I want to add some text to this. I look for the little breeze symbol up here, and it can generate me a paragraph or a heading based on what I want it to say. So it pops this up, gives me an idea of what I want the paragraph to be about. So let's say HubSpot AI tools. Pop that in, and it's going to write me a paragraph, and I literally can just hit insert, and that's then going to put it straight into my email. If I want to refine that further, let's say I want it to be a bit longer, I can tell it that that's what I want, and then I can hit replace, and it will literally put that straight into the email for me. The other thing that this is doing is it's looking at that information that we looked at in the AI settings here with the data sources, looking at your company profile. It will look at your ideal customer profiles, your products and services, all of that sort of thing, and pull that through to what it's saying in here as well. Obviously, I'm in the demo portal, so this isn't going to be super specific right now, but if you've given it that information, it will pull some of that through and put it into here. So I definitely recommend setting that up and giving it as much information as you can, because that's how you're going to almost train it to do what you need it to do. The other thing that works really well with this is, let's say this sentence isn't really working for us. You can highlight any sentence you want in your copy, hit refine, and then you can do lots of different things with it. So you can better apply your brand identity, rewrite it, expand it, shorten it, change the tone of it. And it's going to then pull that through, and I again can just hit insert straight away, and it will just swap that out for me. So these tools work on the email marketing, they work on the landing pages, they work on essentially anywhere where there's kind of marketing copy being inputted. You can use these AI tools to refine and write that copy right from the get-go. The other thing that this does is generates images for you directly within HubSpot. So if I've got an image that I want in my email, I can hit generate with AI, and I can then choose what style I want that to be in. So let's go with a comic book, HubSpot automation superpowers. I have no idea what this is going to pull live, but let's try it. And it will quickly go through and generate you images. I know that on something like ChatGPT, generating the images is great, but it takes a while, and you can only do a certain amount a day, and it can get a little bit frustrating. And then you have to save it down, copy and paste it in. By being able to do it directly within HubSpot itself, you're going to have a huge amount that you're able to do here. So here we go. I've got a couple of, let's go with this one. Couple of slightly strange HubSpot superheroes here talking about automation, and it's literally made that for me like that. It can go straight into my email. Super, super powerful. Again, the more information you give it on a prompt like that, the better the image is going to be as well, as with everything. From a content kind of support perspective, being able to do these kind of things quicker and more effectively and use those integrated AI tools directly within HubSpot, it's going to be a huge time saver from a marketing perspective.
Absolutely. Can it help create lists for marketing campaigns?
Yes, it can. We're going to come on to that in just a moment,
So.
talk about that a bit more, but yes. We will come on to that. The question about Breeze in reporting as well, I will come on to that because that's in a similar category. In fact, that's where we are now.
Yeah.
So the other thing that Breeze can do is it can kind of help from a HubSpot tasks perspective. So things in HubSpot that you previously had to do manually using your own brain, you can now use the AI's brain to do some of that for you. What it can do is slightly dependent on what plan and stuff you have. For instance, if you don't have access to workflows, it's not going to be able to do that for you, but there's a lot of this that it can do. first one is generating those list filters, or segments as they're now called, because HubSpot have changed the name of that to segments.
Yeah, they were kind enough to put lists in brackets though next to it to help me.
Yeah, help find them again.
Yeah.
So one of the updates that HubSpot have just announced with this segments tool is that, and I don't think it's live yet, I think it's just out in beta at the moment, but it's going to become a much smarter tool that can automatically create segments for you based on buying signals and things like that. So it's actually going to suggest segments for you in the future. And it can do lookalike audiences and stuff as well, which is an AI tool. Again, this is brand new. I've not even used that yet, so I don't know fully what that does, but this tool is changing quite a lot with it. In simple terms, though, if you want to create a segment, you can literally write in here what you want that segment to be. So for instance, the example it's given here, contact to open an email in the last 30 days, it will then pull that together and create what the HubSpot filters are for you off the back of that. In my experience, this works best if you know what the properties you want to look at in HubSpot are and can specifically describe them. So contacts opening an email, for instance, that's fairly straightforward. But if you're wanting to do this based on a custom property or something that you're using that's unique to your portal, you want to be quite specific with telling it what that information is. And what you want out of that information, essentially. But yeah, you can create those list filters. You can also use it to generate workflows. So if you have access to the workflows tool on a Pro Hub, if we come into here and create a workflow, you can now create a workflow with AI, which is where you can describe what you want it to do. So you need to tell it what object type, what you want your triggers to be, what actions, and if you want a specific name, and it can actually create that workflow for you. You can also do that from a slightly smaller level within the workflow builder itself. So if I wanted to do a trigger, I can then ask it within here to do it, just the trigger bit of it for me, or just the action, for instance. So you can use it to do the full thing, or you can use it to just do elements of what you want to do there as well. Very, very powerful. You can also use it for the custom reports, which I think someone had also asked a question on.
Yeah, Rebecca had asked about this, how we do reports.
So if I come into the reporting tool to show you that, I know I'm moving quite quickly through all of these tools, guys. I just want to give you a flavor of all of the different things that it is able to do. So if I come into create a report here, you can now do AI generated reports where you can describe it, or there's some prompts already in here that it can do. Again, like I said with the list segments, this works best if you're super specific about what data and what properties you want to see and how you want to see it, including things like what filters you'd want on it, what time range you want it to be looking at, things like that. So the more specific you can be with this, the better output you're going to get from it, I would say. I will say, in my experience, these assistant tasks are probably the area of Breeze that is least developed. Where it's really, really good at the moment is the content side, the pulling the data out, that side of things, as opposed to creating things within HubSpot. That might be, I struggle with that because I use HubSpot every single day. I have a specific way I like to do things, but I have found that this kind of using it to help with HubSpot specific things is where it is weakest currently, but that is probably going to change and it will get easier and easier in my experience. Okay. The other thing that's important to understand is Breeze credits. Now, there are some of the AI tools in HubSpot that require credits to use. And at the moment, which tools require credits and which ones don't is changing constantly. HubSpot are adding things in, taking things away again, then putting them back in. So this is very, very subject to change. Essentially, you get a number of credits based on the plan you have. So if you're a pro client, you get X amount. If you're a starter, you get less. And you can purchase additional when needed.
But you get 500 credits if you're on starter per month.
Yeah.
You get 3,000. What it does is it basically tags whichever your highest subscription is. So say you've got Marketing Pro and Sales Starter, you would get 3,000
which is the pro
credits
level.
which is the pro level subscription. You get 5,000 to enterprise. Okay. And that's total throughout the business. No matter, doesn't matter how many sales seats you have or anything like that. It's you get 3,000 per month currently.
And different tools within HubSpot's AI will use different amounts of credit. So some will use 1, some will use 10, and it usually will tell you within that tool how many credits it uses. Like I say, that's constantly changing and ebbing and flowing at the moment. So that's definitely something to just keep an eye on there. So an example of the kind of thing that these credits are used for at the moment is HubSpot's customer agent. This was the first agent that HubSpot launched with the AI. This is available on Pro Hubs, and it does use the credits. This essentially will answer your customers' questions for you, which is insane. It is based on your content only. So it's not like your customers going out to ChatGPT and asking them a question. It is solely looking at the content that you feed it. So that could be from your website or from your knowledge base or from the CRM. So it's pulling just from your own content, which is going to give your customers much more specific answers. This is another reason why in our role as an inbound marketing agency, we have been absolutely banging on about how important content is. And content now is important not just for the user, but also to feed your AI and to feed the AI engines with this content, so they're using your information to answer questions, because that's how people are going to be driven to you. And that's how an agent like this is going to work really well. It works great on our website because we've got hundreds and hundreds of blogs from over the years of publishing content. So it's got a lot of information about what we offer. You can also do what it calls handoffs based on customized triggers. So for instance, I worked with a client in the healthcare industry that needed to hand it off if people were talking about cures or medication or anything like that, because that needed to go to a human. More simply, you could do this so that it hands off to a human if anyone says that they're frustrated or complain or any of those kind of more negative words. You can tell it, if you see those, hand off straight away to a human. Don't try and answer the question. So you can be super flexible with what you want it to do. When this first launched in HubSpot, was launched as a customer service only tool. It was very much designed to be used for existing customers to answer queries. Now you can set its kind of personality as whether you want it to be a sales, marketing, or customer service agent, and it will adapt and change how it talks to people accordingly, which is a huge upgrade and makes this a much, much more useful tool. They have also just announced in beta, and I don't know very much about this yet. I literally found this as I was preparing for this webinar, that the agent in beta is able to handle repetitive actions independently. So for instance, if you're an e-commerce business and you've got like an order status or something in there, it can get that order status from the CRM and answer that question for you automatically. Again, absolutely insane. I don't know how well that's working yet. I'd be really interested if anyone starts using this to hear how you get on with that repetitive actions side of things, because I think that again is just going to make a huge difference. The other agent that is new in HubSpot is their prospecting agent. This essentially, you create call to actions for your agent to send out, and it is going to automatically, if you want it to, prospect your database for you. So it will look at all of the data, look at all of the information it's been given, both from you and from the prospects in your database, and it can then email out to them on your behalf completely automatically, if you want it to. You can also set this up so that you get to review each message before it's sent. So it will kind of drop that into you and you can confirm or deny or tweak it before it gets sent out. But this is writing those emails for you in the background, surfacing the people that you should be speaking to based on the intent signals they're giving you, and then crafting personalized messages at scale for you to then send out to them. The power that this is going to give you as a salesperson with a big database to get through is absolutely insane. I'm so excited about this tool.
Yeah. I just started using it this week, and
Is it working well so
it's
far?
working well. Yeah. I've taken the approach initially just because I'm not really used it before, is to have that extra step with me. So I will check every
Yeah.
email that is being prospected, but you can do it via lists. So like if you've got a list,
Yeah, you can feed an entire
you can
list
feed
in,
them
can't
entire lists,
you?
but you can also automate the enrollment. So for
Yeah.
example, it will say that one of the automation triggers is anyone that has had no interaction
Yeah.
for 30 days, for example. So
Mm.
anybody that fits that in your database who's had no interactions with anybody, so there's no crossover with
Yeah.
like prospecting and sequences.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It can target those people. It just cleans everything up. So if they're
Yeah.
not enrolled in a sequence, you can't enroll them into the prospecting agent. Vice versa as well, actually. So if they're in the prospecting agent, you can't enroll that person in a sequence as well. So
Yeah.
it kind of
It stops
stops.
that conflict, doesn't
Yeah.
it? It's really
So it's really
powerful.
handy from that side. But it will research. It will spend time researching the actual
Yeah.
business. And then create an email based around that. It will send it automatically and suggest next steps for you as well.
Yeah.
It's really handy.
Yeah. It's really, really good. And that's available on Sales Pro.
Yeah.
It does use credits to do that, but it's a good
Uh,
use of credit.
yeah, credit because Rachel had asked, like, if you had 3,000 credits, how many marketing emails would that correspond to? So, market if you're sending marketing emails, doesn't use credits, but I think what you're asking is how many marketing emails could I create with 3,000 credits? I'm gonna assume there. Um,
I don't think creating the marketing emails uses the
I
credits
don't
at the
think so
moment.
either. Um,
In terms of these prospecting ones, I'm not sure on the exact correlation of how many credits it is per email send.
yeah,
But that's something that we could find out for you.
it's what I've read, it's like one credit is one action or outcome. Okay, so it's not like you could give it so many prompts, and that's not going to use a credit every time. But
Yeah,
it's so if
it's
you
based
want
on it actually sending it, isn't it?
absolutely, yeah. So it might so if you wanted to research 100 companies to add, that would be 100 credits. Then if you wanted to send 100 emails to them, it
Yeah,
would be another 100
it'll be
credits,
another
and
100.
so on and so on. But they're not very transparent currently because it's all quite new of
Mm,
what is what
I'd
and
agree with that. Yeah,
what is a credit effectively,
yeah,
and what do you get for that? How many credits does it take to do this and this and this?
yeah,
Because I
yeah.
think
I
they're
think
still
HubSpot
working
is
it
still
out.
working that
Mm.
out. Yeah, super. Very, very quickly, because I know we're close on time, and if anyone does have to jump, it's been nice to see you. But I just want to run through some very newly announced things. So it was HubSpot's big conference last week, Inbound is what they call it, and at that they always announce some new things that are coming out over the year ahead. So some of these are in beta yet, some of these aren't quite live, but this is some exciting new stuff to just whet your appetite about what's coming with this. The big one of that is Breeze Marketplace. So this is going to be a marketplace of agents to do things across your HubSpot account. So it's going to be things from social posting to helping you to close deals to writing your knowledge base articles across all hubs and all areas of HubSpot. There are going to be agents like the prospecting agent, like the customer agent, to do things on your behalf, but with that element of control still that you're going to need. So this is an incredible update and is going to really broaden out what you're able to do there. The other thing with that Breeze Marketplace is, I don't know if I've got that a bit further down now, it's also going to allow you to customize these agents as well, to be specific to what you need them to be. Don't have a lot of details on this just yet because this is very, very new, literally announced last week, but this is a really exciting step forward. The other one that's going to come through is HubSpot are rebranding Operations Hub to Data Hub. This is going to be a big step forward to be creating data and updating properties within your HubSpot account automatically from online sources using the AI there. So, from a database cleanup and segmentation perspective, this is going to be a complete game changer in what we're able to do. It's a permanent frustration with HubSpot that sales teams have to fill out data and they have to remember
Mm.
to tag the industry and things like that. from the sounds of it, this data agent is going to take a lot of that frustration away by automatically populating that smartly using online data, essentially. It's going to be really, really cool. And then the final thing is that the customer agent, at the moment just in beta, but it will be launching across email, WhatsApp, and even phone call, voice channels as well. So at the moment, that customer agent that answers those queries for you can only be done as a live chat. But going forward, that's going to be able to answer emails and WhatsApps and stuff on your behalf, which I know for customer service teams, that's going to make a big, big difference, because that's gonna be another game changer again for it to be able to answer your customer service queries for you. It's going to be incredible. Okay, that was an absolute whistle stop tour of a load of the AI tools in HubSpot. I am sure there will be more tools that I have missed there and more being released. But hopefully that has given everyone a good kind of starter of the sort of tools that are available within HubSpot that you'll be able to then start using and start getting some real benefit from.
Yeah, I think going forward, we'll probably be able to do a webinar just on one of the elements
I
as
imagine
well.
so,
You
yeah.
know, the different agents
Going
and things
into
like
more
that.
detail.
I think we've got one outstanding question, which could you use it to send mass emails to contacts companies that meet certain criteria? Yes and no, I think is so. With HubSpot's AI, you can't use it to press the send button on marketing emails, but you could with the prospecting agent. So
Yeah.
you could, but prospecting agent is not a mass email tool, so to speak. So it would research those and then it would send information off the back of that as well. What it can do though with the AI for marketing emails, it can research the list, it can research the criteria, it can create the headlines, the headings, it can create the body of the content, it can create the audience for you. It just can't press send at the end,
Yeah.
ultimately. So
exactly, yeah.
yes and no is probably my answer to that. Okay, so hopefully that clears things up. I think that's everybody.
I think so as well.
So too. Yeah.
Super. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
We can breathe
thanks
now.
everyone. Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Annie said, we'll probably end up doing more webinars on more detailed features of this. And yeah, if there's anything you want to speak about one-to-one with us, Andy, if you could pop that meeting link back in the
Yeah.
chat
I'll
again
just
for anyone
do
that's
it
still here.
again one more time.
Feel free to book a meeting with us and we can talk about how you could use this specifically in your business as well, and where that could help you.
Absolutely. All right, brilliant, guys. Well, really appreciate everyone's time this morning. And we'll look forward to meeting you all next month as well.
Super.
Hopefully
Thanks
speak to you some of you in the
everyone.
meantime though. Take care. Cheers, guys.
See you
Bye
all
bye.
soon. Bye. Bye.